Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world-famous juggler Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
Doing all right, but I have a Jonesin to watch Superman 3 right now, and I think that would have been nice.
Well, we all wish.
We were close. We were so close.
Ozzy looks disappointed too.
How are you doing,
Ozzy?
Ozzy?
It's not a matter of disappointment. It's like, okay, we're getting started for this episode, and we're gonna bring everything down by mentioning Superman 3. That's the look I have on my face right now.
I can make Ozzy so mad right now.
maybe it'll happen later in the episode.
I can do it without it. Oh, maybe it will. Okay.
So maybe save it for later. But
I'm not.
Before we get started, I just want
to
say
hello to me. Yeah, no.
I said okay. Also with us, Flesh and producer Todd.
Thank you.
Todd.
Hello. I am chilling.
I've never said hello to you on the show. I've literally always just
give me my damn intro.
I say hello to you all the time.
Producer Todd.
Okay. Producer Todd.
Thank you.
Okay.
Chilling.
So
I didn't get to say chilling. You're doing it wrong.
Okay. Fair point. So I attended a wedding a couple days ago, and as like 5 minutes before the ceremony starts, because we're outside. It was a great day. It wasn't too hot, but I'm in the back row, and then I see somebody in the other. They have this portable fan, and I notice it because it's making this noise that apparently only I can hear. It's making this noise, and it's going, and then I'm just staring at it, and I turn to the person I'm sitting next to. I tap her on the knee, and I kind of look over, and she says, if she has it on during the ceremony, then it's a problem. The lady had it on during the entire ceremony. The ceremony's going on every 5 minutes. I'm just, because I'm the only one that can hear this thing.
So
it never went off.
At one point,
the bride and the groom were leaving down the aisle, and while everybody was applauding, she had the fan. I'm still trying to get. It's pretty funny.
I was just saying, at what point did you go smack it out of her hand?
That's going to happen in the movie releasing in the year 2053, coming to a theater near you.
Are you going to get a Cuban to play you?
Maybe I will. Maybe they haven't been born yet. Who knows?
Why didn't you get the guy from that played King Triton?
Oh no! Oh man!
Javier Bardem is Ozzy V.
I think it would be a great movie if it was just your real life events and it played through, but then everything just cut to what happens in your mind of what you'd like to do in those moments. It cuts back to reality.
You know the best part, the twist of this whole thing is Ozzy's gonna find out he was in an A24 film the whole time. And then he's gonna get chased by a cross-eyed lamb. And then wait, and to make the perfect AW4 ending, hold on. The end. Done. A24 just cuts to black, and then
okay, got it.
That's their thing.
Got it. All right. Well, enough of A24 talk, ladies and gentlemen. This week we are reviewing and discussing Blankman, which was released on August 19th, 1994, rated PG-13, runtime at 92 minutes. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
Yes, sir, I do. Would you like to see it?
Yes. You kicked to it before I even answered.
What if I say no? With crime.
Nobody moves!
when hope is gone and help is out of reach.
Please help me.
Hey, get off the car, you bum!
Only one man can stand in the way of evil.
Look! I'm a crime fighter!
Oh, the 90s.
No man has ever been so bold. No crime fighter so brave.
Want to try it again, pal? Why don't you shoot him in the head? Yeah! Shoot him in the head! Uh-oh.
Save yourself. There's no point in us all dying.
I'll never forget you, my love.
And no crusader has inspired so many.
It's a big world, and we all have to do our part.
Columbia Pictures presents
I have to make the world a safer place for my children.
You got to be with the woman first! You're a virgin!
Well,
Damon Wayans,
please, call me Blankman.
Blankman. Now, stand back. Because these guys
Blank suits.
are what the world's been waiting for.
Did you find a bomb? Yeah, but not the one we're looking for.
Every time he wears the con.
Damon Wayans,
Hang on, I'm coming down.
You're gonna have to deliver this baby.
Can't do that. We'll have to see her thing.
David Allen Grier,
Kevin, I can't eat. What? Talk lane to the buckle.
I would love to play with you, but now is not the time.
and introducing J5.
My plan serves me correctly. J5 should be gingerly on his way.
Blankman,
Slapped me around and called me Susan.
I warned you, Susan!
Coming to save your butt.
Well, apparently, it sounds like, according to Todd and Greg, could not come to save boredom. But that was the trailer for Blankman, again, released on August 19th, 1994, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 92 minutes. With a story by Damon Wayans, screenplay by Wayans and J.F. Lawton, directed by Mike Binder, starring Damon Wayans, David Allen Grier, and Robin Givens. So, initial thoughts on this. I want to hear you guys go first. Todd?
All right. Well, one thing that I just got to say, and I almost said in the trailer, I was like, I'm going to wait. It bothers me every time David Allen Grier gets in his crime fighting outfit. Is his costume turning into Robert Townsend? Because that's all I see every time. I don't know if it's the hat and the mask, but he turns into Robert Townsend.
But the mustache.
Yeah,
I think the mustache.
It's
is
the
big.
combination, but the hat factors into it.
I got you.
Okay, so that out of the way. 94. Okay, this was my senior year of high school. I probably was already out. I wasn't going to check out Blankman at the movie. I had other things on my mind, so I didn't see this to home video. But
This. Oh, go ahead.
no, go for it.
I was just gonna say this definitely seemed like an attempt to be a safe comedy that even kids could go see in the theater with their.
It
parents.
was not the In Living Color sketch everybody wanted, but there's also a
Yes.
reason. It was a PC'd up version. Still a little, still questionable, but it wasn't as straight up like the other. And I think I remember initially that was a disappointment. I wanted that sketch as a movie. It has its roots there, but 94, good year. It feels like it's like I almost felt like I was watching it for the first time this time. It just like it's dumb, but it's fun.
Lighthearted. It's definitely lighthearted.
Yes.
Greg?
Yeah, when I made mention about we could have been watching Superman 3, I have not seen Superman 3, but I don't know how it couldn't be worse than this movie.
Why don't you go watch it? Go
Yeah.
watch it. No.
Last.
No, stop it. Go watch it. Because you know what? To me, like willingly watching Superman 3 is like willingly punching yourself in the nuts. So go for it, please. Go
But you know what,
have a
Ozzy?
ball.
That's a bad example. That's kind of kink shaming because some people like getting punched in the balls. It is a thing.
It's true.
C and BT.
Okay, well, I don't. So that's why when I think of wanting to intentionally watch Superman 3, it's like I'm telling myself to hit myself in the balls. Sorry?
You have no problem willingly watching Superman 4, which is
What do you
just as bad as 3. And not only is that, it killed the franchise. Like, how can you? And don't give me that. Oh, it was fucking Christopher Reeve's favorite Superman. He was wrong.
I didn't even say that.
You've brought that up before. And here's the thing about that, though.
Listen, the only reason, and this is the last thing I'll say about this, is that I liked Superman 4 better than 3 because I hated that Superman 3 was just a supercomputer. That's that.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to save it because we're going to make something happen.
Okay.
You've already agreed to a commentary. It's just
So why
locking in the date?
Why is Superman 3 being brought up now? If we're going to do a commentary on it later,
because I was going to
give
let
it
you
all
out.
the life and
I
energy
was going to
at the
let
time
you
that
out
we
of a
need
commentary.
to, rather than optionally giving time and energy to that
was
piece
actually
of hot garbage.
That was actually your way out. You wouldn't have to sit and talk about it. You would just have to watch it once and be done. But I think, you know what? I'm glad it did win because now it's going to be even more torture because you're going to have to sit and watch it with us. And I'm going to open that up to everyone on the Flesh Wound crew.
Let's watch
everyone
it the same week we watch Lost Skeleton 2.
Great. We'll record them on the same day.
Do you want me to slip into a coma?
You know what, Ozzy? We'll make sure we pick something you love right before.
I'm sure. I'm sure it'll.
We'll do Airplane 2.
It's very okay, on brand. So anyhow,
top secret.
Okay, so Greg, were you finished with the initial thoughts there? Because I think that's where we started before you had to bring up Superman 3.
Yeah,
yeah.
I loved In Living Color. Like, absolutely loved that series. And was very hopeful for this film. But it was rough, man. It was rough. Like, I think just about every joke that I thought could make a potential, like, this may be the one that I've saved for my favorite moment, all but one were in the trailer. So, yeah.
Well, at least I have one that was not in the trailer.
I had fun yelling Tyson jokes at my TV. So, does that count?
Sure. So let's go into those favorite moments. Greg, what was the most difficult time you had picking?
The least difficult.
Or I guess the least difficult time you had picking a moment.
I mean, I'm just gonna go with the kiss. Like, when that first happened, that his reaction to the kiss was pretty hilarious. So, but yeah, it was in the trailer. Like,
and that was it.
Anything else? Yeah.
Okay. Todd?
Well, I got two things I want to bring up. One, my favorite bit, the commissioner. That part, I could not. That was hands down. I laughed the most when Blankman was trying to get to the commissioner.
Right. Everybody's reactions were sold really well.
Yes. And at first, and it took a minute. Like when they first started doing it, I was like, all right. But they kept going and kept going.
And that was the smart part of it, is that to make sure to keep that part going to like hit that level, and it did.
Yeah. I turned on it from like, this is good to I couldn't stop laughing. Because people were just coming up and it just
Yeah. For me, they had a session in a psychiatrist's office, and the psychiatrist was actually the director of the movie, Mike Bender, where he's asking Daryl all sorts of the inkblot questions, and then when his brother turns, he's like, "No, you don't understand. He calls himself a crime fighter. He thinks he's a superhero. He made this little thing, and I had to talk to him while looking at my testicles. Like, so you were talking to your testicles? Like, no, I was talking to Daryl while looking at my testicles. So you were talking to Daryl's testicles. Now, here's why is because right after he asks that question, so you were talking to Daryl's testicles, and it cuts back to David Allen Greer. He's saying, "What? No." But you see Daryl in the background just nodding, yes. And that, for me, like, what was so weird is that I rarely ever point stuff out in a movie. And I was just by myself watching this. And when the line hit me, but then the reaction and just to see Daryl nodding his head made me actually point out to it. Like, it was a nice touch there and a nice 1-2 punch.
You Leonardo DiCaprio'd it the points at your house.
Leonardo I even had the can of soda in my hand.
There you go. His was a beer, but
It was a beer, but I have the soda, the zeros.
What kind?
The zeros.
But what kind?
I believe at the time it was a cherry Coke Zero.
Okay, so make sure it wasn't.
But you know what it was not, Todd?
A Pepsi.
It was not. No, it was not either a strawberry Fanta Zero or it was not a dragon fruit Fanta Zero, because God hates everybody.
It's special because you can only
Fanta
get it.
hates
You can only get it when you go to the movies.
I'll tell you. If I ever saw a 12-pack of strawberry Fanta Zero or even the dragon fruit Fanta Zero, I would think I won the lottery.
I bet you
the
really
same neurons in my head would fire.
I bet you really miss your classic yellow cup right about now.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. I mean, well, not okay. So I actually have somebody got me a replacement because it broke obviously, and they gave me the replacement, but. There's a lot of places that still there's a lot of places where you can't bring in your own stuff. So, but whatever. Anyhow, let's get to the ratings of this. And
I did want to throw one other thing that I thought was funny.
Yes.
That maybe I better not. I'll tell you.
Okay. Was it the swollen Gary Coleman line? Because that was pretty funny.
That was.
It's a 3 for me because it was lighthearted and there were some funny moments, but it was not. The intent was not to make I guess a movie that was designed to be just a comedy from start to finish that would be expected from a sketch like a Wayne's World, so to speak.
Most sketch movies don't get that Wayne's World ending. They normally get it's Pat, but
it. Of all the ones, you could have said Coneheads, but
you know what? The Coneheads' biggest problem was it was probably 10 years too late.
Yes, yeah.
Where it's Pat was height of the popularity, and no one wanted to see that shit as a movie. I would have rather watched Copy Guy as the movie. And that had Rob Schneider in it. That tells you something. I don't think it's Pat. Yeah, I don't think we can even talk about that movie anymore. Never mind.
Fair point. All right. So yeah,
next week on Farce. No,
it is a 3 for me. Just because I was just amused by the story and how well Damon Wayans sells the character. Just leaves me intrigued to see it from start to finish. Mm-hmm. It's probably not going to be one I'm going to watch again anytime soon, if at all.
You're not going to go run out and buy the Blu-ray when it comes out?
I'm not going to purchase or spend any money to watch this. It is available to stream on Amazon Prime at the moment, so you can check it for yourself as of June 11th. But a 3 from me. Todd?
I had more fun with it. See, my initial reaction is 100% Greg's the first time I saw it because I wanted that sketch the movie. Going in this time, knowing what it was 20 plus years later, my expectations way lowered. I did have enough fun with it that I had a good time. I was a little enhanced, but I'm going to give it a 3 also.
All righty.
That's a generous 3 too.
Yeah. Greg?
That's very generous 3.
Greg looks like he has a headache.
I know, and I'm still like, I kind of want to go back to 2.5. It's a hard one.
I really wanted to enjoy this because I love the actors. I like the superhero stuff, it's always been fun. I like ridiculousness, but it just didn't hit for some reason. Like I feel like
It needed
there
a
was something
supercomputer.
missing. What's that?
Needed a supercomputer.
I mean, we had Johnny Five. I mean,
Oh,
J5.
J5.
That was okay. That was
Yeah.
really stupid, but I'm telling you, that was hitting right when I was watching it this time.
Gotcha. And it was just rough. I'm giving this one a 1.5. Like I'm only giving it the extra half because there were a few moments that I genuinely did laugh, but the movie just I couldn't get into it, man.
Yeah, I know. They tortured the wrong one this time. Problem was there was too many movies and the votes split.
Mm.
And I pared it down from 8 to 5. So we're gonna get it down to 3 for the next one.
I'm just glad that I didn't have to watch Superman 3. So the longer I could
now it's even better.
The longer I could push that back, the better. I'm hoping that I'll slip into a coma before then and can just
all right. I better get it on the schedule soon.
avoid.
I'm sorry, Ozzy, but if you ever slip into a coma now, like I'm gonna laugh so hard, and I don't mean it in a negative way. It's just, he really took it there.
I'm gonna be at his bedside. We're gonna be watching Superman 3.
Oh, you son of! You'll have tears coming from my eyes.
Then I'm just gonna hold it to your face.
Me too, but from laughter.
You know what? I got it. We'll get you those Apple goggles. Superman 3 on a loop.
That might get me out of the coma. Like after like 1 or 2 times, I'm gonna force myself out of it. So, anyhow,
And then you'll have to love that movie for saving your life forever.
oh God. How do I know it would be saving my life? How do I know that when I slip into the coma, it's not my own personal heaven? And that, like, all of a sudden,
With
I keep
Superman 4
hearing
on a loop?
Superman 3. Oh, God. I just keep hearing Superman 3 on a loop.
But at least you'd hear the good music and quality special effects. And not see the
Quality
green screen.
special effects.
Have you seen Superman 4? You can literally see the green of the green screens reflecting on characters.
I know.
You can see the keying.
Why do we need to keep bringing this up?
I like all the Superman movies. So.
Except for 4.
No, I don't. It is my least favorite, and it killed a franchise. Everything about that movie I should love. It's from Canon Films, who, if they would have made Superman 4 as a Canon film like they should have, would have been amazing. Instead, they made this and Master of the Universe and fucked up their brand. Sorry that.
And yeah, made more.
Damn
work
it!
for yourself.
See? Get me passionate about that. All right. God.
Pretty sure that's the second time this episode, anyway. So.
Oh no! In terms of the F-bomb, no, he dropped an S word earlier, but you know, yeah,
We don't worry about those.
well, I mean, like, you know, that's step 2. That's in the next phase. I'm trying to get
Let's
the
nail
F-bombs
step 1.
phased out. Yeah, phase 1 is nailing out all the F-bombs, anything like super, you know, offensive, anything like that. Get
So
that stuff out of here.
So the
Phase
opposite.
2,
The opposite.
we're going to start working, and then once we get to phase 4, then we could reach out to potential sponsors. So there we go. I've thought about this multiple times.
So no reciting Terrence and Phillip or anything.
Yeah, not anytime soon, if at all. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our review of Blankman. It is available to stream as of June 11th on Amazon Prime. You're more than welcome to do so. And of course, available always to rent or stream or purchase. And Greg is shaking his head. He would not.
You know what? Superman 3. Do that instead. You want a superhero movie you can laugh during?
Yes.
I mean, it's Richard Pryor. Who doesn't laugh during Richard Pryor? Even Ozzy has to laugh during Richard Pryor. And do I need to rap, Ozzy? Did you die? Hold on, wait.
The coma
Nope.
started.
It's all well. You keep bringing up Superman 3. Eventually, it'll get there. What the heck? All right.
The other one.
I was gonna. That would make Ozzy mad. I can tell.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Any final thoughts before we leave for the evening?
I'm just counting down.
At least it wasn't Leonard Part 6.
That's true. That is very true. And Ozzy, you've not heard of Leonard Part 6?
I have not heard of Leonard Part 6.
Did you
Then we'll
watch
keep
the
it on the
trailer
list.
since we talked about it?
No.
I saw the
Oh,
movie
man.
theatrically. My cousin tried to convince me there was 5 others. I wasn't that dumb.
All righty. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is world famous juggler Greg Larson and Flesh and producer Todd. And I'm Ozzy V. Oh, you know what? Holy cow. One last thing. And this goes back to the whole, like, I think Aliens TV show, whatever. 2 weeks ago, I had a conversation with some people at the Honeypot Meadery, where I host trivia every Thursday at 7:30, free to play prizes for the top 3 winners. Sorry, top 2 winners. But we talked about video games, and then I said, what's the worst video game you've ever played? And then when they asked me, I said, Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness, hands down. Worst piece of crap ever made.
Not Back
It's
to
like,
the Future.
it was like, no, because at least because that was gifted to me and I didn't spend my own money on it.
Okay.
So this purchasing Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness was like lighting a $50 bill on fire and watching it burn slowly. And you can't do anything. You're just watching it burn slowly. Fast forward to this past week at trivia at Griffin's Grill, which is every Wednesday at 7:30 in Los Alamitos, free to play prizes for the top 3 winners. The intermission question was, I'm going to give you the subtitle of a video game and the year it was released, and you are to name the correct series it is a part of. And there on the list, Angel of Darkness, 2005. I have never been more angry at a trivia night because it's essentially me in front of a bunch of people with a microphone with my boss whispering in my ear, hey, remember 20 years ago when you lit $50 on fire? And then when I came back and was revealing the answers, I had called it stupid Angel of Darkness, and people looked at me kind of funny. I said, no, I earned the right to call it stupid because I spent $50 on that game and I didn't have fun playing it. So the value I'm getting from that $50 is being able to call it stupid. And there was one person in the crowd that had actually played the game and agreed with me. So that was fun. That was a plus. And on that note, I'm Ozzy V, and we'll see you next week right here on Flesh, Wound Farce. Todd?